And welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, Lunch Break Outtake with Tony B. Yo, today, Tony B, we're going to talk the love hate relationship that Raider Nation has with its players and its coaches. Yo, Tony B, it's all on you, babies.
Man,
What's your thoughts on this?
man, I'm gonna tell you what. Um, I don't know about other fan bases because I'm not in their fan base. I'm not in their groups. I'm not listening to their chats because it's silver and black all day, as you know. I ain't worried about what the Broncos are doing. I ain't worried about what the Steelers are doing in their teams. I don't look at their rosters that much. Every once in a while, fantasy football implications. But my thing is our fan base has to be some of the most loyal, but some of the most rickety kind of like fans I've ever seen in my life. Because you'll have a player like Jack Jones, who one-handed pick six could be the interception of the year, the play of the year defensively. He goes, scores a touchdown. Everybody's, oh man, AP coached him in the past. He's great. He's a perfect fit. And then he has a couple of bad plays, one bad play where he hit the guy kind of late.
Well, and some of those were questionable. Let's
Yeah,
be
oh yeah,
real. Some of those were
and that's why I said
questionable.
kind of bad, and I just said kind of because it is. And that offsides, which was not an offsides, as we know, he it was so perfect that it couldn't have been onside. They were like, he couldn't have timed it that good. He had to have been offsides. They just threw the flag without even looking at the ball moving. Because if you see the videos back, you're moving. The ball's moving. He timed it perfect. Everything's good. But all of a sudden, he goes from being the most liked player to the most hated player because he cost the game. You have AP. He comes in. He's fired up. He gets the nation going. Then all of a sudden, maybe a couple losses, and they're talking hardball. Like, and my thing is, and other coaches, black dark horses, I guess you can call them in the coaching and thing. But we go back and forth so much, and I've said it on the show before in the past. If we won the Super Bowl, they would complain we didn't win by enough. If we don't make the Super Bowl, I don't know what we can do to get Raider Nation all on board. But I'll tell you what, it goes back and forth so much that it drives me crazy sometimes. But what my thing is
So
is us. Go ahead.
go ahead. So my question is this, okay? You said a key factor right there. You said, "Hey, Raider Nation is just, we're swinging back and forth." And All In brought something up. He's like, it's all the pent up years of frustration, of change, of like not having stability and not having success. Now, I get that, but go ahead, brother. I mean, like that's where I kind of think that's where all that is coming from.
But but
So,
but if
but
if you
go ahead.
if you
Go
allow if
ahead.
you me personally, I have a lot of built up frustrations on in football, just like everybody else. I have built up frustrations in life, just like everybody else. But if you allow your built up frustrations to dictate your thought process, either you ride or die with them. Like everybody's like silver and black till I die. Then you ride with what's on the
Yep.
field, regardless of who it is. You can't tell me like, oh, I'm only a Raider if they get the players I want. I'm only a Raider fan if they are successful when I want them to be. You know, life isn't all about wins. It's about wins and losses. It's about how you can learn from your mistakes, how you can learn from your wins.
Yep.
How can you progress in this life, Raider or not? So you as a Raider fan has to go, yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm super frustrated. But damn it, I'm a Raider. And that's all that matters. So like, can we put out a successful product? Yes. Can we put out a progress that's frustrating and pisses us off and makes you want to go through a wall? Yes. But the thing is you can't let that dictate who you who you support. Because we're not bandwagon fans. We're not gonna just be fans if we're winning. We haven't had much of that lately, and I'll tell you what, we've been riding with them anyways. So 20 years of built-up frustration shouldn't dictate if you're gonna be a fan or not. And I'm not saying just because you're frustrated you can't be a fan. because you can, because I am. But the thing is I'm not in that office. I'm not on that sideline. So my say doesn't matter to the output of what they put on the field. Put on Sundays, you got me for three, for the 4 quarters, and afterwards, then I can be frustrated. And after the season, like after Sunday, guess what? I'm looking forward to the draft. And after the draft, I'm looking forward to preseason. And preseason comes in, I'm
Yes,
looking forward
sir.
to, like, so the thing is there's that's what's good about being a true fan is there's always next year. And everybody says that all the time, and they laugh about it here or there. But there is always next year. So why are you gonna beat yourself down, be all frustrated, be mad and confused, and not just know, you know what? We can do this regardless. Because this is what causes a lot of frustrations with mental health with a lot of these people, because these guys could be issues that we don't see, and they're using Raider Nation as their outlet. And they're just so frustrated. Why can't we reach that hand out to our brothers and our sisters in Raider Nation and say, look, I know you're mad. I know you're frustrated. But guess what? I'm right here. Like, let's talk about it. Let's get these podcasts out there. Vent on a positive platform and use it for
You-
good. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm ever depressed about something, guess what? I'm not watching Raider football. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not watching football anyways. I'm going to handle my thing,
yeah.
get back to where I need to be, and get pushing forward. And that's what the off season is. There's always something else to look forward to. Stay positive, stay silver and black, and just use it to move forward in your life, not to be frustrated and so angry all the time that you're just going to vent out with no kind of. And then you see this too, and you know this too. A lot of people just start rambling with no substance behind it. They're rambling because they could sit behind
No,
a keyboard.
I agree.
They could sit behind a keyboard and write these messages and talk on these podcasts, and then go back to their everyday life and feel like they've accomplished something. And I try to use this and us and TBH
Yeah.
Spokane as an outlet to be a fan, but to know you got support, you got a family. And that's what's good about Raider Nation, as you know too. It's not just seasonal. We're not seasonal homies. Like that's what me and my friends call it. We call it, sometimes you'll see when your chapter gets bigger, you'll see people that are only there during football season, and you hear nothing about them during the off season, and all of a sudden preseason they're calling your phone talking about, hey, when we kicking it?
Yep. I love that, bro. I love that. And you know what? I think you hit a lot of key things on the head right there where we have swung back and forth. I mean, like I look at the AOC situation, I look at the AP situation, I look at the Jack Jones situation. But honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm excited, man, for the future of the Raiders. I think with AP, with Champ, with the guys we have now, it's not a rebuild situation. It's just a, upgrade and reload. So if Raider Nation is out there depressed about anything, man, they really got to look in the mirror and say, hey, man, at the beginning of the season, I said, if we had a 9-8 season, it's a really good season. A lot of people were talking playoffs. But for me, bro, we did a great job. I'm excited for next year. Right? And that's what I'm excited about. Yeah. He can, in a positive direction. Exactly. Bro, you said it, not me. Raider Nation, be ready. Because next year, it's going to be an exciting time, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Raider Nation, you heard it here from Tony B. Go. Let's go. Our boy Tony B, your boy Raider Will. It's all about the Raider.